So welcome back to Personal Picks. We're back with some more Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. Last time we left off, we revealed that Maya can do spirit channeling, and everybody was offended. Now we're gonna rub it in their faces.
Everybody didn't like that. Sorry, Maya, but this was the only way. You sure you're up for this? Thanks for believing in me, Nick. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability is on point yet.
I'm sorry, but your channeling ability was on point way before this.
Oh, right. Before she started training here, her success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least I hope she can. So, you sure you're ready? Yeah, at least I think so. You don't sound so confident. What about all your training? Training's one thing. Actually doing it's another. Oh, I see. Uh-oh. If she fails the channel, the High Priest, we're as good as dead. Relax, Nick. You can count on me. I'll show you what my training's done for me. This will be a moment you'll never forget. Okay. I just hope it's unforgettable in a good way. Once we hear Abba Inmi's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light. Hope so. But he was hiding the fact that he was a rebel, so...
I keep thinking, I keep looking at his name, and all I'm reading is a bot in me.
Yeah, right? I doubt it'll be as cut and dried as all that.
They're ready for you. Please return to the Hall of Justice at once.
Okay, Maya, I'm counting on you. You got it. Here we go. A12. High Court of Crime.
Prepare the chaos.
We have received official approval for the accused to channel a spirit here today. Now, if you will, Miss Faye, please proceed. Ah, so that's the start of your channeling technique, is it? Sorry, I had a I had a burger for lunch. Yes, Your Majesty.
I can't believe this! Only the Queen should channel spirits! Execute them! Put them to death right now! Death, death, death! Death, death, death! Death, 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 death!
I'm counting on you. I have been studying here in Karain for 2 years now, so that one day I will be the master of Karain, a village of spirit mediums back home. But first, I shall show you all the fruits of my training in your kingdom. Wow, she seems really confident.
A neophyte practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit.
Bet. Okay, Your Benevolence. How about this? If I succeed, will you stop calling me a neophyte?
Very well. If you succeed.
Oh, I will. Just you watch. O spirit of trust in me, slumbering blah blah blah, return now to the world of the living. So do you want to voice Trust?
Sure. Oh jeez! Oh jeez!
Wait for it.
What is this place?
Oh my!
No! This cannot be!
Polkunka!
Is the High Priest? The accused really can channel spirits!
I don't believe it! The accused spiritual power is the real deal!
No way! I can't believe this! Go Maya!
I do not understand. This cannot be. This simply cannot be. I must step out now before I forget myself.
I
I know, I'm just rotating.
She goes out the door, and she starts, like, jumping around and throwing a tantrum.
Yeah,
like,
she
Yosemite
basically,
Sam.
she's just gonna go 70 Sam.
How about in me?
Would this be the Twilight Realm? And what of this? Luxurious mane of hair. Is it perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother for decades of faithful service?
How about in me?
I can't do this. I'm trying to figure out an appropriate voice, because that voice was literally the voice I used for the prosecutor.
Want me to try?
Yeah, I guess.
But if it isn't His Majesty, have you too shuffled off that mortal coil? Please, do not count me among the dead. It is only you who has passed on. But the spirit medium Maya Fey has brought you back among us. What? Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret art of spirit channeling? I suppose that explains these gorgeous locks. Pass from this world, I too hope to be channeled with a full head of hair. Though it be for the briefest of moments,
Frickin' hell.
I give thanks for this splendid coiffure. Praise be to the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my taste. If you would excuse me. There. That is better. Can we get to his testimony now?
Whatever you do, don't change back right now. It's going to be incredibly embarrassing.
Yeah, when I thought so, like when she turns back, I'm like, is this gonna happen how I think it is? I wish he kept his top on. Why? You are that foreign lawyer the people speak of as a threat. And is this not the Hall of Justice? Why have I been summoned here? Forgive us for channeling you back from your eternal rest. But you have been accused of murder. Might we ask you to testify on your own behalf? I have been accused of murder? That is troubling indeed.
Freaking the heels too.
Yeah. What's with that crazy pose? Is this really cause for such astonishment? Even the lowliest of monks can achieve such body control with the proper training. Oh, I wonder if Albion will be able to do that someday.
Jeez.
What do you mean someday? I can do it right now.
See? Puts freaking feet on top of head.
I'm just like Hermes. No, boy, that's too low. No. Will the defense please explain the situation to the High Priest? I'd be happy to. Your disciple, Perez Zealot, has been murdered. It happened on the day before the purification rite. And the crime occurred in the rebel hideout hidden within the inner sanctum. Acolyte Zealot? He has been killed? Who would do such a thing? Someone who knew that of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you, Abbot. After all, weren't you secretly a rebel? Oh dear.
Fighting till death.
That's still Maya's body. I hope he doesn't break anything.
Yeah.
Wow, the High Priest is amazing! To think he had mastered such an advanced proper pose.
For the amount of veneration, even if he is a rebel.
Praise be the Holy Mother! Praise be the Holy Mother! Oh my, have my rebel allegiances been exposed? Not even my wife knew that. Seems to rest in peace. Seems to rest in peace is not my fate. Why did you, a devout priest of Puritanism, join the rebellion?
Objection!
The High Priest has not come back to us, but for a brief time, Defense. Shall we not cut to the chase and ask for the most pressing of questions?
Oh, right.
Abbot in me, the prosecution believes the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zealot to be Maya Fey, who had been playing the role of Lady Kira in the Wright.
Being that I was dead until just a moment ago, my memory is a bit hazy.
Could you please do your best to remember?
Objection!
The High Priest says his memory is hazy. It is all coming back to me. It is as Prosecutor Sadmati concluded. I was slain by none other than Maya Fey.
The High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regards to his murder correct.
No! But what about Acolyte Zealot? You were the one who killed him, weren't you? I know not about my disciple's murder. Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own. An alibi? Seriously?
Injustice we trust!
No, not that guy. That guy was a murderer. Did you play the last game? See, I'm a judge of a foreign country, and even I knew about that.
But he could take on many faces.
Is he me?
Yeah, I can imagine him reacting that way.
Yeah. It seems the testimony the defense had been hoping for is working against him. Now, Abbot Eden, your testimony, please.
Sorry, Loudbags.
Yes, of course.
Why the hell would a dead person want to put her under the rug when she was learning under him?
You'll understand. I have an ironclad alibi of the time during which the murder took place. Just past noon on the day before the Wright, I was entertaining guests at my home. And I believe my guests can corroborate this. Oh, really? You had guests? Just past noon. That's right about the time Zealot was murdered.
Wait, how did he know he was murdered around that time?
What do you mean?
We never stated the time he was killed.
We did in the previous trial. It had to have taken place around just past noon. It was established, and maybe the priest knows something about it. Maybe
Well,
he
what I'm saying is, we never told the priest this time. He should not know it.
unless it was one of those things that we like. I think we literally just stated it, like to him, or like I don't think we stated the time frame.
Yeah.
But he never said anything about
Well.
yeah. Are you sure about that? Absolutely. Come to think of it, Wraitha told me about a spirit's memory.
The spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death.
So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it is channeled.
Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all the memories it had in life.
I don't know. That doesn't really match up with the way spirit channeling was done in the first game. It really felt like they had an idea of what was going on at the time.
Because it was probably explained to them, or maybe the person channeled. Because Maya always left a note for Mia whenever that was the case.
Good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Or or Mia was being channeled by Pearl, and Maya was telling her about it. The High Priest seems to know exactly what he's talking about. So the question is, what would be the best angle of attack? So, well, when you're trying to figure something out, you know what the main answer is.
Press everything!
Exactly. I have an ironclad alibi.
Hold it!
You use the word alibi as if it were second nature. Are you perhaps mocking me? Or is it perhaps the kingdom of Karine itself you wish to make?
Come on, everyone and their grandma knows what alibi means.
Not a bunch of country bumpkins here. We have plenty of courtroom dramas on TV. Peace, 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 I say. Mr. Wright, would you care to clarify your last statement? Please, don't take it the wrong way. It's just, alibi is a rather technical term for a priest to use so naturally. I assure you, I know how to use the term. In fact, I had even hoped for a chance to do so. I suppose that even I, a high priest, am not immune to such trivial worldly attachments. Oh, I see. Still, he seems unusually calm and composed. It's almost as if he had prepped himself for something like this.
Yeah, he didn't even bat an eye when he was like, oh!
Oh yeah, what he said was right.
No, like, my affiliation with the rebels was exposed. Oh well.
Oh no. Oh yes, quite so. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh no. Anyway. Yeah. And you were entertaining them personally? That I was. We gathered around the table for a most enjoyable conversation. He said his guests could corroborate his alibi.
I know what it is now. Okay, I'm getting what they're putting down now. Alright.
That can't be good for our case. Are you sure that it was the same day as the murder? Maybe you've misremembered. Ah! Do not doubt my mnemonic faculties?
If you believe you remember.
Yeah, it's just, I was just like, is the first M silent, right?
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
it's mnemonic.
Then why is the first M there? English? Could you have some splaining to do? Is this another one of those pterodactyl situations?
Yeah, I think it has something to do with this word is rooted in a different language.
Okay. I may have died, but my memories up to that point are crystal clear. Dark crystal clear, as you might say. What? Sorry. He seems pretty thin-skinned for a priest. Though, I guess I should have known better than to doubt his memory.
A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death.
So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gaps.
Why are we seeing this again? Why are we punished with this again?
Between the moment of his death and the moment it is channeled.
Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life.
It's telling you that this is important. Ah, there's nothing better than enjoying Indian cuisine with dear friends. That way, everyone's breath becomes equally malodorous. Right. And I believe my guests can corroborate this.
Alright. Define guests, please.
And who exactly were your guests then? Don't tell me they were rebels, so they can't be called here to testify. It was none other than His Majesty, along with his family. He couldn't attend the rites due to work, so he stopped by ahead of time. My, how his daughter has grown. Wait a second. Let me set the record straight right now. I am not a rebel. Thank you for that wonderful meal, Alan. Lady Inmi's cooking simply cannot be beat. So there you have it. When exactly was His Majesty at your home? He was there from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indeed, precisely the time period within which Acolyte Zealot was slain. Yes, and we had a rousing chat concerning the game of Catch-Chu-Dem-all. Chu-Dem-all? Gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all. But I'll just have that added to the testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home.
Alright.
My guests that day were His Majesty and his family. They visited between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
Hold it!
Your Majesty, are you sure this testimony is completely accurate? As sure as sure can be. Oh, how wonderful it is to finally have my actions be admissible as evidence in court. His Majesty was at my home during the exact time period of the murder. Come, let us put this behind us. I could not have possibly committed this crime. How can you be so sure? What if the clock or watch you were using was off, or you misread the time? There was a clock right near the table, and it had the exact same time as my watch. Now do you understand, lawyer? As you can see, my alibi is airtight. Or do you still think I could have killed Acolyte Zealot? His Majesty is a witness?
Are you satisfied now? There's not a single discrepancy in Abbot Imi's alibi.
If I give up now, it's all over. Now hold on a second. Is there anything wrong with the High Priest's testimony? Remember, if you give up, it's all over.
Yeah.
Wait, never mind. As I thought as much.
Hey, that's me. I thought as much. After all, there can be no killer other than the accused.
Indeed. And therefore, I see no need to continue these proceedings. Do I really want to give up now? If I do, Maya will be found guilty. Was there really not a single thing wrong with the High Priest's testimony? Please, Your Majesty, wait. There is a discrepancy with the High Priest's testimony.
I just wanted to loop it, I guess.
There is? Well then, perhaps you could explain what it might be. This is what was wrong with his testimony. The prayer feast was short, he's too friendly with the judge, he knew the time of the crime.
I've been pointing it out this entire frickin' time. He
Yeah.
knew it, and we didn't say anything.
You know that I've already played the game, right? And I'm not going to just tell you the answer.
I know. I'm not expecting you to. I'm just saying
We're
it.
not. We're not. We're just getting.
I'm just saying it in advance,
Exactly.
so I don't sound like I'm a nut bar for suddenly choosing that.
And I'm not saying anything because I know you have the right answer, and I'm not going to just give it to you. Zyka, I'm literally just doing. Why are you booing? Why am I booing? You're right. After Abbot in me was channeled, no one ever stated what time Acolyte Zealot was murdered. Now that you mention it. Despite that, you claim to have an alibi from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That means you knew that Acolyte Zealot was dead. When you were still alive.
Oh, jeez.
Wait,
Uh,
I think I saw something just...
I think he's right. Yeah, that's
He literally stunned the ghost out of Maya. I don't know how Phoenix can do this shit, but...
Oh, wait, was that Topless just now?
No, you were still channeling him. How are you conscious while still channeling?
Internet?
In this day and age, I believe anything. I cross-examined a parrot in an order for goodness sake. No, I must be imagining things. So tell me, how did you know what time the crime had been committed? About that.
okay. This is awkward looking.
Open your hearts! Let the Holy Mother in! Why, we've been blessed with the High Priest's sacred words of prayer. All who serve her holiness must strive to banish worldly desires from their soul. Open your heart! Let the Holy Mother in! Purge your mind of greed and vice! Realize that my very soul has been cleansed. You can't fool me. Prayer may banish worldly desires, but it can't make a contradiction disappear.
Up to them.
How can you be so sure?
What's that supposed to mean?
This lawyer seems to think little of the power of Carinist prayer.
No, I think that you using it as an excuse to get away with shit is wrong. Huh?
サトラ今おまどもさましで足し抜けたれがせよそのか
Habat-Inmi was at home during the crime, but knew of what happened at the hideout. I believe this can be explained thusly. He must have had a way to monitor the hideout from his home.
What? You never cease to amaze, prosecutor. As he has surmised, there was a listening device installed in the hideout. It enabled me to instantly learn of anything unusual, even when I was not there.
Remember, the rebels had been using this as a top-secret hideout. It would be perfectly natural for them to install such an apparatus.
Wait, come to think of it, when I was searching the rebel hideout, there's something under the banner. A microphone. What's this doing here? Was someone trying to record someone? Did something with it? That was a listening device? It starts recording whenever it detects movement. And I heard just such a recording after His Majesty and his family left. If you look in the desk in my study, you will find the tape in question. Alright then. Bailiff!
Yes, Your Majesty.
Go retrieve the tape in question from the High Priest's home.
At once, Your Majesty.
Also, bring me a donut.
On it. The power of Carinist prayer. Even a putrid brain such as yours should understand it by now.
It's like the contradiction really did vanish. We shall ascertain the content of the recording once we have the tape. In the meantime, I would ask Abbot Inu to continue with his testimony. Very well.
Skittles. Taste the sour.
I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like the quarreling involved a lot of burps.
Sorry.
That Boston cream really was delicious.
Stop teasing me with that!
It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Fae. After that, there was a loud noise, followed by haunting silence. I have to find some way to attack his alibi. If only Maya were here.
Here, you dummy!
Like, I meant right beside me, numbnuts. Oh.
Ow.
She has a way of putting me at ease. Burgers! That girl. But seeing her like this is only creeping me out.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Like the dude is literally Dulcim at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. Yoga fire!
You can do that?
Yes.
Yes. I trained under Yogi Dulcim myself. No way!
Can I see it?
No. Unfortunately, he is busy doing what is called a street fight.
Though the High Priest was a rebel, he was still a Carinist holy man. Therefore, take care in your questioning, lest you invoke the ire of our people. Alright, so press exactly where you need to and not any further.
Actually, no. He's just saying that.
Okay.
There is no penalty. How dare he suspect the High Priest? May the Holy Mother strike a blow! As if this wasn't hard enough already. Nice try, but I'll stop at nothing to find the truth. Yeah, he just said that. There is no penalty for pressing things. Although, in this case, you have to press in very specific orders.
Okay.
Just to get more information. Okay.
How much later?
Hold it!
You heard everything from a recording? Indeed. Each night, I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. I would have been in serious trouble if my lovely wife had discovered my secret. Had she discovered my secret? Can you really tell what happened by the audio alone? Long years of ascetic training have sharpened my hearing. It is but a simple matter for me to ascertain a situation by the sounds I hear. Practicing hearingism improves your hearing?
I mean, meditation and...
Hearing is but one of the senses it can improve.
Yeah, I was about to say, it probably increases all your senses.
If one can focus and attain inner peace, all 5 senses can be sharpened.
Inner peace. Inner peace.
Whoever's making that flapping sound, quiet down! Why, the warbad over in the bazaar just cried. Did you not hear it? Give me a break. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Faye.
Hold it!
Hold on. Are you sure about those voices? Was it really Acolyte Zealot and Miss Faye? I'd say that was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances. Again, there was another belch that happened. Or perhaps Acolyte Faye has an alibi that you can prove. I'm afraid not. Then I suggest you make like a mollusk and climb up. Now, I will continue my testimony, if I may. After that, there was a loud noise followed by haunting silence.
Okay.
Hold it!
A loud noise? I'd say that's worth looking into. It was a terrible crashing sound. Poor Acolyte Zealots. It must have felt so heavy. Keep going.
Okay.
It must have been the sound of that stone slab falling over. Should I have him add that statement to his testimony?
Yes.
As you wish. I feel like a line of dialogue was skipped.
Please add it to your testimony.
I would describe that noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zealots. It must have felt so heavy.
Hold it!
You believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zealot's death? Yes, the sound, no doubt, was poor Zealot's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was a fine disciple. I would ask all here today to give a prayer for his departed soul. Sushirai Matahi ni Yoma. I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
I had high hopes for that young man's future. Chushirai Matahmi Yoma.
I wonder if that actually means something. Sushire.
M. Salor Nemnok.
Nano.
Why do I feel like such a jerk for just trying to do my job right now? So, all he knows about the crime is what he heard on the tape. And he was with his Majesty and his family at that time. Now that I have proven the soundness of my alibi, I believe it is about time for me to return to the Twilight. What's the rush? Why not enjoy some more time among the living? Better find a way to attack his alibi soon. I'll just have to press harder and hope something useful comes up. So there's one statement you didn't press.
Yeah, I know.
Hold it!
I mean, you would have gotten to it anyways. It doesn't matter. There's no penalty for pressing in the future games. You were entertaining His Majesty and his family during the crime. Indeed, my wife believed was treating them to her wonderful home cooking. Your wife was there that day? Why, yes. She was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time. Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her at all that day. She takes her culinary duties most seriously, you see. That is why she was in the kitchen cooking without pause the entire day. So the judge never saw Mrs. Emmy? Interesting.
Oh no. I see where this is going, and I don't like it.
Well,
it makes frickin' sense, though.
well, this paints an interesting picture for the wife.
And she never knew this entire time. Fuck no. excuse my language.
She never
but,
knew, huh? Okay, okay.
Yeah, not when you're doing that many like suspect things behind her back.
Sure, Jan. Should I have Abbott in me add that statement to his
Yes.
testimony? Yes. Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. My wife believed was in the kitchen cooking the entire time.
Hold it!
What was your wife making that day?
Oh, that's an obvious answer.
The menu that day featured hot tin soup pies and melton mott. So
Okay.
melton mouth and
Hot and surprise.
yeah. They are both traditional Curinese dishes. Begin to imagine what those are. Ah, yes. The exquisite zest of hot and surprise and the supreme texture of melton mott. Lady Henry's cooking that day was utterly unforgettable. It brings me great joy to know you enjoyed your meal. Now, once His Majesty and his family have left... Mr. Wright, do you still feel the need to question the High Priest? His alibi is as tight can be. And those aren't just the tights of tightness he's wearing. This isn't going so well. I better ask him about something else. I'm curious about me. Did you stop by the rebel hideout after His Majesty left? Yes, I thought it would be wise to assess the situation. But as I said before, there was nothing to see. The hideout appeared as it always had. And the victim's body? It was nowhere to be found. Acolyte Faye must have already disposed of it, and anything else incriminating. So, when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked as it does in this photo? Yes, I would say that is how it appeared that day.
Yeah, problem with that, there were bloodstains and handprints on that stone. So, no, it did not look like it always had.
Interesting. So the stone slab must have had been put back in place.
Like, even if the blood was wiped off, there was still traces that we found.
Mr. Wright, is it not time to concede defeat?
No!
No, wait! I just need a little more time. If you insist.
I'll give up when I'm dead!
Okay. So now we have what we need. We just need to present it at the right statement. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash. It must have felt so heavy. That's interesting.
I know.
Well, look at this.
Oh.
Isn't this interesting?
Just this image?
Yeah, because look at what it says. It is just as Abbott and me saw it after the incident. And yet he's describing the aftermath of the crash?
Yeah.
What caused the crash?
Objection!
Abbott and me, you said, and I quote, "Poor zealot, it must have felt so heavy." Why do you think he felt something heavy? You said the hideout looked like it did in his photo. If so, there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy feeling.
He looks like a spider when he does that.
Yep, nervous fingers. The fact is, of course, a stone slab did fall over onto Acolyte Zealot, impaling him on the Warbad statue behind him. But that was only revealed through her Benevolence's divination seance earlier. Would the defense please get to the point? My point is, simply hearing a crashing sound shouldn't have automatically led him to conclude the victim was crushed to death. I still don't see your point. I'm saying that the High Priest knew. He knew how the victim was really killed. Why? And that is information only the real killer could have known.
Okay, yeah, no, the body stays the same shape. It actually just loses his tan color.
Yeah, I definitely saw it that time. I've got the High Priest's spirit shaking in his boots, or should I say sandals.
Objection!
Need I remind you that Abbot Imni was with his Majesty at the time of the crime? Such an alibi precludes him from being the killer.
That's true, so he can't be the killer. However, he knew how a zealot was killed, something only the killer could know. Can this discrepancy be resolved somehow?
Yup, the wife did it.
Well, Mr. Wright, we're waiting for an explanation. I was just getting to that. Time to think of something quick. The High Priest knew something only the killer could have known because he heard it during the trial, he inferred it after the fact, he heard it from the real culprit. He must have heard how the victim died from the real killer. The real killer?
Uh-oh.
Oh, look at him shaking in his...
He's getting sweaty because we're getting onto the real truth.
Yeah. Of course, that makes perfect sense. I don't want to believe it, but this is the only possible explanation. So tell us, who is the real killer? It's gotta be someone close to the High Priest, someone without an alibi. The person most likely to be Zealot's killer is...
Take that!
Your Majesty, while you were visiting the High Priest's home, you didn't see Mrs. Inmee at all, did you? No, I never saw her, but... What does that have to do with anything? Did the High Priest ever leave your sight? No, we were talking the entire time. And the food was brought right to the room's entryway. So, the High Priest has an ironclad alibi. But his wife does not.
What the devil are you insinuating?
I'm insinuating that Mrs. Inmee might have killed Acolyte Zealot.
Objection!
You have a lot of nerve making such baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill Acolyte Zealot. He was like family to her.
No. We can't entirely discount the idea. Especially if you consider that Mrs. Inmee could have been the one posing as Lady Kira.
Objection!
I skipped the animation to get my butterfly. I went straight to it. Even a fool must temper his foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe that Lady Kira would kill Acolyte Zealot, though he was not a rebel?
Objection!
As we all know, the High Priest was secretly a rebel. It would follow that his favorite disciple could very well be a rebel too. Are you suggesting that Mrs. Inmee killed her husband as well? As sad as it is to think she'd kill her own husband to rid the kingdom of rebels, I don't think we can rule it out. Hold it! Yikes! You claim my wife is that rebel-hunting Lady Kira? And that she slew both Zealot and myself? My lovely wife? That is utterly impossible! Yikes! I've never seen the High Priest so angry.
It is as Abbot Inmi stated. And the accused has already been found guilty of his murder. It is far too late to overturn it.
That's right, Mr. Wright. Now apologize to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now. No, I am not going to apologize. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece of this trial's puzzle. Admit it, Abbot in me. Your wife, Lady in me, killed you. Yet even now, you continue to lie in an effort to protect her. Hold it. How absurd. It appears the lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife could not possibly battle the rebels in the guise of Lady Kira. For we were blessed by her holiness, and she is with child. Praise be to the Holy Mother. Forgot about that. That abominable Lady Kira figure who slew me and Acolyte said it was the accused. This is bad, but I can't give up now. Don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight rebels either. How could a weak young woman like her possibly...
Satura! Satura ima o mandomo samashi de tashi no ketare gaseo sonoka!
You foolish oaf of a lawyer. If only you were blessed as Lady in me.
What?
Surely the accused possesses the strength, or should I say the power. The power to battle those black-hearted rebels.
Are you insinuating that she channeled the true Lady Kira in order to commit her crimes? The crime? My good prosecutor, I see you have come to the same conclusion as I. Such keen insight.
Then you have figured it out as well, Abadimi. May I ask you to explain to this putrid-brained lawyer?
Certainly, for I cannot allow him to flame my lovely wife from her. Foreign devil! Your Majesty, allow me to testify as to how Maya Fey is that murderous Lady Kira. Well, if it would assuage your anger...
Seriously, bro. You're going to put a random stranger who you've been housing this entire time and treated as a family member up until now just to save your wife.
It's... You'll understand.
I get it.
You'll understand. Then by all means, please testify. You'll understand.
I get it.
No, I know you. You are on the right track. It is a very, well, yes, but actually no kind of situation. Maya Faith. Acolyte Faye channeled Lady Kira's spirit. She is a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. So, it was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. Among us! She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman. We believe in true gender equality here.
Do you understand now? Murder by spirit channeling explains everything. This is the only way the accused could have defeated one rebel after another.
Indeed, I am living, or shall I say, dead proof of her terrible power. Ugh! Maya's ability to channel spirits. It's come back to haunt her.
Now, is it not time to let it go and move on, Defense?
No, never. I'll never give up. Now what? Think.
Think.
How can I prove that Maya couldn't have channeled Lady Kira? Easy. What are the two things needed to channel a spirit?
Her name and I forget. Oh, her face. Yeah, we've never seen her face. She's always worn a mask.
Yeah,
And the Book of Secrets doesn't show her face either.
exactly.
La. Do I press on this one, or...
You don't press any of them.
No, I didn't mean press, I mean present.
Yeah. What's the one that talks about the channeling itself?
Well, I mean, technically this.
She is a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it.
Yeah.
Objection!
Nerds to you!
The Tome of Secrets is only given to the priestess who performs the purification rite. Is this your proof that my client could have channeled Lady Kira? Yes, indeed. For it contains the true name of Lady Kira, a secret only revealed within. Abbot in me, I'm afraid you're mistaken. This couldn't have been used to channel Lady Kira. What nonsense! Mr. Wright, would you care to explain? This is why my client couldn't have channeled Lady Kira.
Take that!
Pressing the wrong button.
No, you're fine. There's more than one button. Lady Kira's face is hidden behind a mask in the Tome of Secrets. You need both a name and a face to channel a spirit. It can't be! I died again! Without
I'm dead.
I'm surprised we haven't like done something like that. Like they haven't done a joke like that. Or like you would think Maya or Athena would make a joke like that. Like just her hiding in the coffin in the second case. Hey Apollo, look! I'm dead! And then Trucy has the sound effect on her phone. Without a face, it would have been impossible for my client to channel Lady Kira. Oh my. Therefore, the claim that she became Lady Kira by means of spirit channeling is patently false.
Ah!
And with Lady Kira out of the equation, my client had no motive to commit murder. But then, who is the rebel hunting Lady Kira we've been reading about in the paper?
Yes, who is it? Who is this other suspect? If indeed there is one at all. Let us hear the defense's brilliant deduction.
Think the true identity of Lady Kira is the key to solving both murders. I thought Mrs. Inman was suspicious, but her pregnancy takes her out of the running. And Mr. Arvel is a rebel, so that doesn't make sense. That leaves us with... Mr. Wright, you have that look again. The one where you know you have to say something, but you can't figure out what it is. This is my chance to really turn up the heat.
Is it speed thinking time now?
Not yet. I'll just have to stir the pot till something floats to the top. Your Majesty, I know who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. You do? Are you sure about that?
Well, the only
Yes.
other female character I can think of.
I sense that I may regret this, but please go on and explain.
The only other female character that we've come across that I can remember off the top of my head is hot water.
I have a question for you. Who said it had to be a woman?
True.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This is who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. There's only one person in this entire case that we've been talking about to this point that hasn't been assumed as the Lady Kira because we've been assuming that Lady Kira is a woman.
Yeah.
Who did you select?
Praise a lot.
Yes, you are correct. Yeah, good. I was about to say, don't pick something that before consulting me first.
Whatever.
The true identity.
I already figured it out. I was just messing with you.
Good. I'm just saying, like, I am your guy in the chair for a reason. The true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kira we seek is Perez Zealot. What's this? The High Priest's murdered disciple was Lady Kira, you say?
And he killed himself! He immortalized himself!
Well, yes, but actually, no.
I'm sorry, Zach.
He's taking the last one.
Did you want one today?
Peace, I say peace. The defense will continue.
Just do this for a couple seconds.
Yes, Your Majesty. I whittled down the list of suspects until there was only one left.
Objection!
But a process of elimination is not the same as solid evidence.
I assume you have evidence to back up your claim.
Yes, of course. I will have some in a moment, Liz. At least I hope so. Maya wasn't Lady Kira, and neither was Mrs. Indy or any of the other possibilities. That leaves Zealot, and I have the evidence to prove it. The evidence that proves Acolyte Zealot was posing as Lady Kira is this. Well,
Oh no, I didn't want to do that!
Take that!
my god.
I wanted to press A.
You see, this is gonna get you game overs one day.
I know. I hate it.
Okay, so,
I hate it so much. I just wanted to look at the freaking...
yeah, so you press A. Look down at your controller before you press the button.
This is why I have colored buttons, by the way, folks, because I stupid.
Yeah.
I stupid a lot.
So, I have one question for you. The whole thing at the beginning of this whole thing has hinged on the belief that someone in the house was the one in question. What was found in the house that arose suspicion in the first place?
The orb?
No. Something that was given to the high priest.
Oh, the letter.
Only someone capable of entering the priest's home could have delivered it.
Yeah, and he's the only other one listed besides,
Other than Maya and the enemies,
Yeah.
Zealot was the only other one.
Okay, that's fair. That was my next guess, but yeah.
Yeah. No, you were on the right track. This is what proves that Acolyte Zealot was Lady Kira. Lady Kira's warning letter.
How, sir? What could that possibly prove?
Prosecutor Sadmati, you stated that this warning letter proved that my client was Lady Kira, and the reason you gave was that the High Priest's house was locked tight. But there was another member of the family who lived there.
Oh!
Therefore, Acolyte Zealot could have delivered the warning anytime he wanted. What is he talking about? That's just not possible.
Are you saying Lady Kira was not the culprit, but rather the victim?
That's exactly what I'm saying. What? That would overturn the entire premise of this case. This trial was proceeding on the assumption Lady Kira was behind the serial killings. But if Lady Kira is one of the victims, who was the killer, and what was their motive? The only suspect left is Mrs. Indy. And there's only one possible motive. What if Mrs. Indy is a rebel? What? Fiend, you're still bent on casting suspicion upon my lovely wife? Blasphemer! I have no evidence. You have no evidence of this. Repent for this mistrust in your soul.
Objection!
Well, you have no evidence either. After all, the dagger with my client's prints on it wasn't what killed Acolyte Zealot. And the Plume Punisher theme that you heard could have been an alarm clock. That means all the evidence linking her to the crime have been called into question. Was Lady Inmi a rebel? And did she pose as Lady Kira to kill Acolyte Zealot? Or was Acolyte Zealot a rebel, and was the accused the Lady Kira who killed her? I would say either scenario is just as likely. What are we to do now?
Kirby, now's not the time.
Good timing on that hold it, though. He went Poyo as soon as Abbott said hold it. The alarm clock, you say? Do you mean the one in the rebel hideout? Yes, but what of it? So that's it. What's gotten into him? He's going through his Joker arc. I'm the Joker, baby! How about in me? Just what is so comical? I have ascertained the true meaning of the song, "Bird is the word." Forgive my outburst. That has simply tickled my funny bone. It was quite humorous. No one appreciates my humor, dead or alive. What did? The theme song came from the Plume Punisher clock, you say? That alarm could not possibly have gone off. What makes you say that? The clock was working just fine the last time I checked.
He repaired it afterwards.
Try using your head for a change. Would not the existence of a secret hideout be given away if an alarm kept going off? Wait, you don't mean... Indeed, we leave the alarm switched off at all times. No!
Okay, cool. That actually implicates her further anyways, because she traded things with her. She had the Steel Samurai watch.
Yeah, but there's a difference in the theme songs.
Yeah, but they're very minute.
Yeah, but the only thing that they know the difference. They would be able to know the difference.
Unless you're tone deaf.
Yeah, but who did we say she was tone deaf?
No.
No, so we can't assume that yet.
In that case.
I am sad to say that the defense's claims does not hold water. Would you care to respond, Mr. Wright? Oh, this can't be happening. Not now.
This should put an end to the lawyer's futile struggles. The theme song the victim heard was from the accused's strap, just as we suspected. Yeah, when was that traded, by the way? Therefore, the accused is the rebel hunting Lady Kira and the victim's killer.
I need an opening. Something I can raise an objection to. That Plume Punisher theme song Acolyte Selden heard in his final moments. I, too, heard it by way of the listening device.
Not presenting, just looking.
Well, yeah, you can't present anything right now, anyways.
Yeah, there's
Those were
nothing.
swapped the night before.
Yeah.
Dead.
Just double checking on anything that I can see.
No, that's fair. Oh, this is the thanks I get for trying to hug the bird.
Yeah. Oh, thought there was images on that one. There's a Plume Punisher in the Tome of Secrets!
Yeah, it's right there in the corner.
Okay.
But did you really? If you had heard it, why didn't you testify to that fact before? Is it not obvious? I did not know such a tune could become a key matter of dispute. Yes, the matter of the theme song came up before Abbott Amy was channeled. Oh, right. Well then, what if he's lying about the clock's alarm being switched off? Miserable wretch. Well, that would be a pointless lie, one easily disproven.
If you check the clock, you will see that the alarm is in fact switched off.
Think of it.
What a fine item. And this switch, if I'm right.
We set the switch back into the off position before we left. I remember hearing it clearly. Those distinctive taiko drums in the intro are etched into my mind. They went... Daka dong 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 dong.
Taiko
Can we
drums.
hear this?
Yes, press the button.
Hard to tell.
Keep going. Distinctive taiko drums in the intro?
Yeah, those weren't taiko drums though.
What theme has taiko drums?
Yeah, it's the Steel Samurai. I had a feeling they were gonna mistake it.
Yep.
He's tone deaf.
Or, and hear me out on this one, what if it wasn't the Plume Punisher theme he heard?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, what if he heard the Steel Samurai's theme?
That's what
That's what he just said.
I've been
exactly.
saying this whole time.
I think he's mixing up the songs.
Yes.
I don't think he's tone deaf. I think he's just mixing it up.
He's like a dad with people in their fandoms. He
Yeah.
doesn't get it, so he assumes they're both one and the same.
He's trying to be hip with the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, considering that he was there at the exchange of the gifts, he probably had some idea. He probably just mixed up which songs he was hearing at the time.
He's not a fan, so he doesn't know the difference.
Yeah. This trial has gone on far too long. Shall we move ahead with the verdict phase now?
Objection! By all means, and let us also return Abbot Immi's spirit to the Twilight Realm.
Before I go, let me say a word to my darling wife.
Objection!
No, it is not objection. Shut up. Piss off. Now hold on just 1 minute. Your Majesty. Yes? The High Priest's statement is inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence. It is? Still your writhe in defiance of your fate. Still you writhe. The very sight reminds me of a tortured soul writhing in flames. You won't be saying that once I show you the evidence, buddy boy.
That sounded less like a burp and more like a roar.
Yeah, literally all of you are belching in my presence. It is rude.
Good! You deserve it, you lying sack of trash.
I'm not lying. I'm embellishing the truth.
That's worse!
White lies are not lies. Whoop, 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 whoop. Now, all I have to do is pick the right one.
Oh, you mean the one I looked at just a second ago?
Yeah, exactly.
No, you gotta pick the left one.
Hiya!
Hooah!
Take that!
Slaps against his face.
This is what's inconsistent with his statement. My client's Plume Punisher strap. What does that have to do with anything? It plays the Plume Punisher theme song. And here it is. The theme of the Plume Punisher, Warrior of Neo Twilight Realm. Do you see what I mean? The music the victim heard in his final moments might not have been the Plume Punisher theme song. I'm afraid I am not following you. What was it if not the Plume Punisher theme? In his final moments, Acolyte Zealot heard the prayers of the people, the song of the Steel Samurai.
I'm sorry.
No, honestly,
I ain't wasting no stupid time.
when this was brought up, I'm like, why does the Steel Samurai keep coming up in this? How is this possible?
You know what the funny thing is? Phoenix doesn't even need another piece of evidence. He can literally just turn on his ringtone.
It's kind of not the same thing, though.
Yeah,
it's
I
the
know.
ringtone version
I
of it.
know.
I know what you mean, though. It's still funny. There are no taiko drums in the intro of the Plume Punisher theme. So what Acolyte Zealot actually heard in his final moments was the theme of the Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. Peace, 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 I say! Mr. Wright, what is this Steel Samurai of which you speak? Sounds like a knockoff. The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is an action hero show from America. The Plume Punisher theme is a total rip. Is very similar to it. If you didn't know about the Steel Samurai, you could easily mistake the two. But the fact that Acolyte Zealot heard music from an American action hero show is irrefutable evidence that the accused was in the secret hideout. Actually, no. You have evidence. Whoops. That's right. Miss Faye was an avid Plume Punisher fan here in met an avid Plume Punisher fan here in Karine. And as a token of their friendship, she traded a certain Steel Samurai blade she had from the Plume for her Plume Punisher strap. And this avid Plume Punisher fan was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot? Yes. And that avid fan is none other than the High Priest's wife, believe in me.
Objection!
You have evidence to back up this claim, Mr. Wright. The photo. Stop it. Or as forgiving as the Holy Mother is, I doubt she would tolerate yet another dose of your baseless slander. I suggest you prepare yourself to face her holiness's wrath.
Oh, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. That full health bar depletion does not scare me. No, actually, when I first played this, I almost spat take when I saw that. I'm like, oh, we're doing this already.
Bring it on, I don't care.
To turn this entire case upside down, that is. This is my last chance. I better take a deep breath and review the evidence. Although I will state, once I found the answer to it, I was like, no way. I actually was like, that's genius.
What?
When I figured out the answer to this question. Because, like, again, I was playing it for the first time. I was...
Photo.
Yeah, it is. But when I figured it out, I'm like, oh, that's brilliant.
Wait,
Very-
you didn't figure it out that she was the killer until now?
No, I knew she was the killer, but just it was going about proving that the Steel Samurai thing, like, was there something that proved that they did the trade, or would IC had something on it?
Okay.
I didn't really look at that well at the time. The evidence that proves this is Amy was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot is this.
Oh.
Take that!
It's right here in this family photo. Proof that Mrs. Indy and Miss Faye traded items featuring their favorite characters.
Objection!
A family photo? And what exactly should we be looking at here? Her wrist, dumbass.
The proof that they exchanged items featured their favorite characters is right here.
Yeah.
Take that!
Look at Mrs. Indy's left wrist.
Da 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 da.
You can see the Steel Samurai's trademark top knot right there. Which clearly makes this a Steel Samurai watch. Why, I never knew his wife had such hobbies. Your wife had such hobbies. This family photo was taken right before Acolyte Zealot was murdered. By that point, my client had the Punisher strap, and Mrs. Indy had the Samurai watch. So what the victim heard in his final moments was none other than the sound of the watch Mrs. Indy was wearing. Hold it! I wish to amend my testimony. What I thought were taiko drums was something else. My wife never had such a watch. It's the truth, I tell you. You must believe me, Your Majesty.
Okay, now the truth shows its ugly head.
Satura! Satura ima o mandomo samashi de tashi nuke taregaseo soroka!
Be not deceived by the defense's lawyerly chicanery.
Now what? He's been pretty quiet up to this point. What does he have up his sleeve?
There is a big gaping hole in his flimsy claim.
A big gaping hole? I don't think so.
Oh no, I'm afraid it is there, all right. Just like the big gaping holes in your putrid brain. Could you stop doing that?
My brain is neither putrid nor full of holes.
I am not Swiss. I am not blue.
I am Pepperjack. The best kind.
Phoenix, I hate to disappoint you, but have you looked at your suit? You are blue.
What?
I said, Phoenix, I hate to disappoint you, but have you seen your suit? You are blue.
Yeah, he is. I'm not a zombie after all.
Roddy Tops. As the dead lawyer walking. Says the dead lawyer walking. Oh, now you're a comedian now! You're not a very good one. He who has narrow vision focuses on what is before him, never seeing the big picture. Mm-hmm. Or as they say in your country, you cannot see the forest for the trees. For if it is as you said, and Lady Inmi, the rebel, slew Acolyte Zealot, the rebel hunting Lady Kira, then the rebel hunter would have been dead before the High Priest was slain.
Ah, that means the High Priest could not have been slain by the rebel hunting Lady Kira. I missed that.
So tell me, who are you going to say killed the High Priest now?
No! Who is this no character? You can't just make up characters on the spot, Mr. Wright. Your putrid putricity of putrid putridness is not going to satisfy me anymore.
So, how come I can't just say the statue killed both of them?
We haven't gotten to that point. we need to revisualize our thing in order to get to that.
I knew it was the statue that killed freaking Avad Inmi right off the freaking bat. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like at that point, it's like, huh, interesting.
It's another one of those situations where I'm like playing these games and I'm like, I already see the answer way.
But like, this case is actually pretty mixed in terms of like the fans' reception of it. I'm like, I actually really like this case and what
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like
I'm just saying like
I'm way too good at seeing the stupid answer way too ahead.
Keep going.
Do you finally understand the sheer size of the holes that riddle your putrid brain?
For you, it's not figuring out the answer, it's seeing the steps that lead to the final
Yeah,
answer.
you're right. And that's often the case with me. It's not finding the correct answer, it's showing my work.
Yeah, like, because that's fun in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't figure out what point B is, you're figuring out how you get from point A to point B. And that's a fun thing to do as well.
Yeah.
I'm in hot water now. I don't have any other suspects in the High Priest's murder.
You mindless Sami. You should have begun your journey into the Twilight Realm long ago. Now let it go, and move on!
No, I will never give up. I just need to think things through and figure out who really killed the High Priest.
He killed himself! Oh, yeah! Oh, freaking go! I love these parts too. This is so nice.
If Acolyte Zealot had been Lady Kira, he couldn't have killed the High Priest. So the question is, who did? Maybe I can get to the bottom of this by reviewing the events of this case in order. What evidence could tell me something about the crime scene before the murder?
What was Maya's testimony again?
Well, go to your court record.
Oh, yeah, right. Thank you. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I could check the court record here. Underwater, the spring was already stained red with... Oh.
Interesting. That definitely feels like it would be the answer.
Honestly, the Warbot dagger is a red herring.
Yeah, because it was just, it had Maya's fingerprints on it. Well, yeah, because she was playing Lady Kira. Of course it would have fingerprints on it. Oh, right. Maya said that the spring had been stained red before the rite even began. The spring was already red before the High Priest murder because of Zealot's blood or Tarrust's blood?
Zealot's blood.
Zealot's blood. Because he was killed in the inner sanctum, or they died. That's right. Zealot had been killed in the rebel hideout the day before the riot, and his blood had flowed into the spring. Wait a second. The High Priest knew that Zealot had been killed in the hideout. So why didn't he report it to the authorities? If Maya had been the killer, he could have easily had her arrested on the spot. Why didn't the High Priest inform the authorities right then?
Keep the hideout hidden.
Keep the hideout hidden. If he reported Zealot's murder, the authorities would find out about the hideout. That's what he was worried about. But by going through with the rites, the High Priest risked having Maya see the spring turning red with blood. Why did he have to go through with the rite? Did he want to
Set up the scene. Set up the scene. What scene?
set up the murder scene? Because yes, it might have been in the rebel hideout, but if he set up the scene during the rite, he could have averted the gaze of the scene just to the inner sanctum and not the hideout. They wouldn't have discovered the hideout then.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just having trouble thinking this one.
No, that's right.
It's a little bit muddier, that question.
Yeah. He wanted to set up the crime scene to conceal the hideout. But how was he planning on concealing the source of the blood in the spring? He emptied the spring, he used Maya's blood, he used his own blood. He stained the spring with his own blood. He concealed the source of the blood with his own.
He killed himself on purpose to hide the hideout?
That was how he kept the rebel hideout a secret. That it's all starting to fall into place. I know who killed the High Priest. It was...
Fell on his proverbial
Trust's death was a suicide. This completely threw me off the first time I saw this. I'm like, This is the first time Ace Attorney has done this.
Yeah, okay, so I knew he didn't die to somebody, but I didn't know he did this on purpose.
Yes, he did it on purpose, and there's a reason for it. I can't believe it. Like, this completely threw me off when I figured it out.
This part is throwing me off.
When it said, like, to rust himself, I literally was like, it was a suicide?
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that. This is
the first time that the games have ever touched on something called on suicide at all.
well, no.
I mean like directly, like
Yeah,
actually.
Other cases have had cases of suicide in the past. Just the victim in the case was not the one who committed suicide in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they haven't actually confirmed a suicide in the games.
Because
They've always talked about it, but nothing has been
the
confirmed.
one case that did have a case of suicide in it that I could draw from right now is Farewell My Turnabout. In the final case in Game 2, one of the character's mentors committed suicide throughout the events of the game because of the main villain of that case. Because he was a manipulative a-hole.
Yeah.
The High Priest took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. Yeah, this completely threw me off. I was like both amazed and like, I can't believe that's the answer. The High Priest wasn't murdered by anyone. He took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. What? What? What, Nick?
Sorry, I just want to turn it up a little bit. Is that too loud?
No, I thought it was
No, it doesn't affect the screen volume.
The High Priest committed suicide? I have never heard anything more absurd.
Objection!
The lawyer has placed a stain on the good priest's death with his future. He's already declared a rebel!
Future to future to future.
Why do you care anymore? Its future gaping holes are as large as the hole in his logic. Could you stop taking points from Karma? Because, like, literally, she's unlikable because of that trait.
At least in her case, it's funny when she starts stringing foolishness. And
You want to know why it's better for her? Because she sounds like a petulant little child, and that's
what
like
she was.
yeah, and like for her, it's like, oh, isn't that cute?
I will
With him, he's a douchebag.
I will whip you, you uncultured swine.
Yeah.
What?
You still fail to understand. You surely cannot see the forest for the tree. Can you stop repeating yourself?
You keep using that phrase. I don't think it means what you think it means.
You claim the High Priest took his own life. But have you considered who brought the dagger to the Plaza of Devotion? Great, now I have to prove this.
Yes, you do.
Well, hey, you know what would have been amazing to prove this to begin with? Doing blood tests on this entire site!
But don't you know, blood tests don't exist in Karine. Because they apparently live in a time in the original the Great Ace Attorney's time period.
Yeah, clearly.
Feudal Japan.
You little dumbassery.
Yeah.
After the High Priest was killed, the dagger was thrust into Acolyte Solid's dead body. Only the accused Maya Fey could have done that.
It is as Prosecutor Sadmatic says. Your claim is rather porous in its logic,
Porous means full of holes.
and your evidence is too weak. You cannot prove that the High Priest took his own life to conceal a rebel hideout. Also, you smell bad. You're right. The dagger was impaled in Zealot's body, but his body had been placed at the plaza the previous day. Well, Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Zealot's body was already in the plaza before the night. But what if the dagger was also already in him at that time? The dagger was never at the inner sanctum. It was moved by Trust's soul. Trust died by a different weapon.
Trust died by a different weapon. I already knew this.
Yeah, I know. Of course. That's it.
What is it?
There was no need to move the dagger. It had already been stabbed in the Acolyte Zealot's body the day before the rite. What? So that means... What does that mean? It means the dagger wasn't the weapon that took the High Priest's life.
What was that say?
I gotta go. Bye.
Okay, boy.
See you later.
Objection!
But no weapon was ever found at the Inner Sanctum. That's because the same weapon killed both dudes.
It's more of a case of they don't consider the statue as a weapon because it's a statue.
Yeah, well, guess what? It killed both dudes. Have fun with
Yeah, well,
that.
guess what?
Yeah. If you will not listen to reason, then I insist you prove your assertion. Show us what you believe the real murder weapon to be.
The real weapon? I've got nothing. But I know there had to have been a weapon.
No, I've got everything.
Yeah.
I'm just... Why did it take this long?
Maybe if I think back on this trial thus far, I'll spot the clue I need. Well, would the defense care to tell us what the real murder weapon is? This is what really killed the High Priest.
Hi-ya.
Take that!
What really killed him has been at the Inner Sanctum this whole time. And its lethality is already been demonstrated by the late Acolyte Zealot. That's right, it was the Warbat statue. Ultra combo! You believe that statue claimed both victims' lives? Would you care to chime in, Abbott and me? No, he lies. Pay him no heed. Hold it. Why, it's...
Lady in me.
Darling.
There's a lady in me.
Is there? I mean, there is a lady in me, and she must dance. Darling, don't you think this has gone on long enough? Believe, no! Your Majesty, my wife knows nothing. Please, Abbot in me, let your wife speak. Now, lady in me, please continue if you would. It's that time again. And what time would that be?
Kitten time! You can love Futurama.
Yeah, right. 2:30 in the afternoon, the time my husband conducts his daily prayers, and the time Pare is slain. Her watch is going off at the exact time.
Uh-huh.
Once again, the Steel Samurai theme was the answer to everything. That sound, it's the Steel Samurai. I too like to pray at the same time as my dear husband. So I set an alarm to remind me each day, but I had no idea it would come to this. No, stop! She knows not what she speaks. Your Majesty, I am the one who slew Acolyte Zealot. Oh no, he died. Again. Abbot, in me. Bailiff, summon a physician at once.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna...
What are your results, physician? It's a girl. I knew it. The physician is now attending the high priest, so there is no need to fear. Now, let us continue. And what about the half of him called Maya? That's still among the living.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, like, hey, you gonna care about, I don't know, the other person?
Mrs. Inme, will you tell us everything you know? The truth is, I am a rebel just like my husband. This tragedy unfolded before the rite, during the Feast of Blessings. I had gone to the rebel hideout to prepare it for Datz's escape. And that's when Acolyte Zealots appeared. Yes, Hooray was shocked when he saw me there. Acolyte Zealot did not know you were a rebel. I do not believe he did. I believe he was there simply to investigate the hideout. And then he suddenly came face to face with Mrs. Zindy. So, the true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kira was Hooray Zealot? Yes. He was a member of the secret police, serving directly under the Minister of Justice. That was brought up in the previous day. Secret police. And this is what he said to me. I can kill rebels with impunity. The Justice Minister has my back. He was using his position within the secret police to deal us rebels a heavy blow. But murder sanctioned by the Crown is still murder.
Even without the DC Act, Dirk and his insurgent scumbag buddies' days are numbered.
What's that supposed to mean?
Let's just say I got a little trick up my sleeve, so I'd watch it if I were you. And that trick is pictures of Spider-Man. How did you know my thoughts, Mr. Wright? I could use a man like you on my staff. I like you already, kid. You going places. 'Cause you got a defiant attitude, like one of them dragon dupes.
The trick up Minister Eva's sleeve was Lady Kira.
No, this cannot be. My father would never.
This must be a bolt out of the blue from Rafa. This explains why Acolyte Zealot abandoned his real name. Yes. He even went as far as covering up the tattoo that all Kira's clergy members receive.
Lady Kira was a member of the secret police. That explains why no other order was given to investigate her attacks.
I guess I'm not alone in hearing this for the first time.
But this cannot be.
Is this true? The Justice Minister is sanctioning state-sponsored murder?
Peace. Now, Lady Inu, please continue. Hooray suddenly lunged at me. That's when I pushed the stone slab toward him with all my might. But I never meant for what happened next to occur. Hold it. Allow me to take it from here. Abba Inu, are you sure you're all right now? I am sorry you had to see that. But you need not worry about me. I am already dead. Please, we need to know what is so important that you would take your own life. After I learned that my wife had accidentally slain Zealot, I chilled his body with snow to make it seem as if he died more recently than he did. Then, I later moved it to the Plaza of Devotion and inserted the dagger into his wound. The plaza was empty at that time, so it was before prayer time had started. Finally, I placed his body in the prayer pose, knowing that no one would notice anything was wrong until the rite had concluded. It is perfectly plausible that no one would disturb him if he was seen praying. We do treasure our prayer time. So, you admit you tried to pin this crime on Maya Fey? Yes, this was all my doing. I never told my wife of my plan, for surely she would have tried to stop me. How did you get Miss Fey's fingerprints on the dagger? I had her hold it while we were rehearsing the rite the day before. And right before the rite, I drugged her with a sleeping agent. Then, I put Lady Kira's robes over the Warbat statue. That means Maya was probably already groggy by the time the rite started.
And the person who basically masked the seance vision was Prey himself.
Probably, yeah. Finally, I ended my own life to ensure that the crime would appear to have been by Acolyte Faye's own hand. But when your body was discovered, Lady Kira's robes were on the ground. How did they end up there if they were on the statue?
Oh, he wouldn't have died instantaneously with that kind of wound. He probably pulled them off as he fell.
I think it's said that in his autopsy report that he died instantly.
Yeah, but he could have just put his hand on that and dragged it down with him.
Maybe. Or the wind blew it off. Okay. After I impaled myself on one of the statue's dagger-like feathers, which are very well crafted, by the way. Kudos.
See?
I used the last ounce of my strength to hurl my body backwards. Okay. As I did, I grabbed onto the ropes, taking them with me as I fell back onto the ground.
Yeah, called it.
Fair enough. How terrible. What possessed you to do such a thing?
You needn't have committed suicide to simply frame the accused.
Prosecutor sat back. As one well-versed in our kingdom's legal system, I would expect you of all people to understand.
Understand what?
This kingdom's legal system, Mrs. Amy's crime, your suicide. It can't be. That would be sadder than sad. Why, I believe the defense knows of what the High Priest speaks. Yes, I finally understand. This explains why the High Priest took his own life.
This?
Yes.
Take that!
The defense culpability act. Circumstantial evidence supports Mrs. Amy's killing of Acolyte Selling in self-defense. However, it would be next to impossible to prove it without a lawyer. That's why the High Priest wanted to pin the crime on Maya Fey.
I fail to see what that has anything to do with his suicide.
In Khura'in, the divination seance is the most important piece of trial evidence. The High Priest wanted to frame Miss Fey as a serial killer. It was a clever plan in which he made sure he'd see Lady Kira in his final moments. Lawyer speaks true. That is why I placed Lady Kira's robes upon the Warbat statue. I made it seem that Acolyte Fey was the rebel-hunting Lady Kira.
But, are you saying you used my divination seance to produce false evidence?
Forgive me, Your Benevolence, but it was the only way to help my lovely wife. If you had approached me first, I could have proved that the murder was in self-defense. Perhaps. But I had little faith in lawyers, despite being a rebel.
How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime.
Yet, had I done so, my wife would rush to my defense, and when the case went to trial, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she had been convicted because of that fiendish man.
This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom, it has all been...
Poor Rafa, she's really taking this hard. But I can't say I'm surprised. Mr. Phoenix Wright, it is time to show the might of your legal prowess. You mustn't allow another innocent soul to be charged under that despicable law. Of course, I'll do whatever I can. What I have done to you and Acolyte Faye is unforgivable. I can only offer my most humble of apologies. Your Magistrate. Yes?
Ow, ow, ow.
I ask that you please look after my wife. You have my word. Your Benevolence, it is time that I return to the Twilight Realm. The Magatama of Pardon, if you please.
Very well.
Your Benevolence, please, allow me the honor.
Yes. It would be more fitting for you to send him on his way.
Mrs. Envy. Darling, I'm so glad I was able to see you one last time. Thank you for everything. Oh good, he put the thing back on.
Yeah, he had some common sense.
Well, I mean, he is actually a smart man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to leave you like this, my love. But now you can watch over me from the world beyond. Yes, always and forever.
No, he can't. He has no memory of this place once he goes again.
Maybe he does. I don't know.
They... You can't have it both ways, game.
I'm pretty sure Mia was able to remember shit.
Yes, but they just said they have no memories until the time from the time of death.
When they were channeled the first time. If they're channeled multiple times, I'm sure they would retain the memory of their previous channeling.
Well, yeah, that, yes, but not in between.
No. Like, but he's gonna remember at least this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And with every breath I take, my darling, I will be thinking of you.
Every breath I every move you make, I'll be watching you. It's appropriate. It's bugging me all day. I don't know why. Aww. And then she became the crying doll.
Farewell, my darling tourist. The High Priest has returned to the Twilight Realm. Maya! I feel great. I guess that means he didn't leave any regrets behind. Oh! But what about the trial, Nick? It's over. It was a sad reality born of love and a great tragedy born of the Defense Culpability Act. Well, I see no need to continue this trial. Does the prosecution have anything to say?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I owe a debt to you. One that I will pay back in court someday.
Now, to deliver today's verdict, I overturn that of yesterday's trial with respect to all current and previous charges against them. I hereby declare the accused Maya Fey and her defense, Phoenix Wright,
Not guilty! It's a lot more somber than the other ones, because the other ones you're like, woo! It's like freaking confetti everywhere, and
Yeah.
the crowd's like freaking the hell out.
Yeah.
Everybody else here is just like, okay.
Well, this is Karine. They see things as very more respectful.
Well, that too, but they also probably aren't going to celebrate the fact that a defense lawyer won.
Yeah. And, well, this is the second time he's won.
Mhm.
So I was thinking, Nick, the legal system here is really stacked against the defense, and it's not back home?
Yeah.
It's totally unfair. Yeah, and even forced the High Priest to make the ultimate sacrifice just to protect his wife. It's just so sad. Protect the status quo or join the revolution. If the real Lady Kira were here, I wonder which side she would take. Your benevolence?
Huh? What?
I was just wondering, are you alright?
Quite, you. How could I possibly be all right?
Yeah, she's not doing well at all.
Who do you think you are, suddenly appearing before me? Trampling on my insides underfoot and plunging the Hall of Justice into utter chaos. You even desecrated my mother and father's teachings, you soulless infidel. Infidel!
Oof, that was a bit more extreme than usual. Yeah, but we all know she's just like tsunderying it up.
What am I to do? I had always believed that communing with the victim's Mitama would lead me to the absolute truth. But each time you overturned my insights,
Josh.
it was revealed that they served to support false charges rather than the truth. I am left now with a heavy truth in my heart.
I'm sorry, Rafa.
Perhaps I am not worthy of hearing the voices of the Mitama.
That's where you're wrong, Your Benevolence.
What?
Yep.
How dare you?
Your role is to bring forth the voices of the Mitama into our world. If you don't do it, who will?
You know nothing, Maya.
Yes, she does. She has the ability to channel spirits, something you still can't do.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah.
It was spirit channeling, not a divination seance that brought the truth to light. How dare an outsider like you employ the Queen's secret art? That's mine.
Yours isn't there.
Boy. Had scissors. You could have damaged your plush by doing that. Uh-huh.
But what can I do? My spiritual power does not even approach yours. Is it not a cruel joke? The royal priestess bested by a lowly outsider?
Don't be so
already.
Yup.
Why not? It is worth at least a laugh or two.
You shouldn't talk like that.
Huh?
Listen, Your Benevolence. You were just fulfilling your duty, weren't you? And you're the only one capable of performing the divination seance, right? The station of Royal Priestess is not something to abandon lightly.
The station of royal priestess?
The people of your kingdom believe in you. And if you really mean all that you just said, then what are they supposed to believe in?
You know not of what you speak.
Actually, I kind of do. After all, I'm only here training so I can become the master of my village magic.
A village master, you say? I did not know. It seems I owe you an apology. For even today, I called you a neophyte practitioner.
It's all right, Your Benevolence. Thank you for finally acknowledging me. Future queen and a future village master. I guess it shouldn't be a surprise, considering they may have had a common ancestor.
I was right!
Maya's right, Your Benevolence.
Barbed head?
Can you stop calling me that, please?
No. Your insights were a crucial piece of evidence in this last trial. It doesn't matter if they weren't always 100% accurate. You should be proud of what you did. You played an important role in ensuring that justice was served.
In justice we trust!
Get that guy out of here. Why is he still showing up? I will never go away in your mind! And besides, your insights aren't the problem. It's your kingdom's legal system. Without lawyers, your insights have come to be accepted as the sole truth. And the Defense Culpability Act, which gave rise to that, is the root of it.
But that is dangerous thinking of a rebel.
Your Benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false, and what the bird's word is. And most importantly, what role you must play therein.
I wonder if I am even up to the task.
Bruh, you're 14. You've got at least a few years to figure it out. Knowing you, Your Benevolence, you're more than capable. I've never heard Maya talk like this before. She's really come a long way. Yippee!
Oh great, a suicide bomber.
What was that?
It came from the hallway! Smoke! We better check it out, hurry!
Mrs. Inme. Mr. Wright, Acolyte Faye, I'm so sorry for what transpired. You were almost sentenced to death because of me.
What? Oh!
Lady Kira.
No.
I will make amends by picking up where my husband left off.
Uh-oh.
I will see the revolution through, so nothing like this can ever happen again. For that is the depth of my love for my dearly departed husband.
Lady, I get that, but this is not the way you should be doing it.
Lady Inme, We got hurry!
Actually, that's Josh.
Yeah, I know. Last minute thing. That voice, was that Mr. Arnold? I must tell the people. They must learn that the peace we enjoy is a false one. One built on the backs of innocents charged with the false crimes under that odious DC Act. We have it in our power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly.
So your character's named Dad's, just saying.
Hey there, PW! I wish we had more time to talk, but... Dirt, everything's ready. It's go time!
Dirk. Wait, was that the rebel leader Dirk? Ka-choom!
After him! Don't let him get away!
He's just...
So, Believe is the High Priest's husband?
Wife.
Why?
Sorry.
Karust is the name of the husband.
I'm having a moment. I'm tired.
He is the house husband.
The power... that would have been amazing. The way of the house husband is really underrated. The power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly. It's the start of a legal revolution.
Viva la revolution! You butchered it.
Viva la revolution! Hey, Nick. Hate to bother you while you're lost in thought, but I just got this great idea. Then she got an idea. An awful idea. Maya had a...
Oh, why?
The Steel Samurai versus the Rebel Dirk. I bet it'd make another awesome TV show.
By the way, Dirk is a type of weapon.
Dirk.
No,
No, it's Dirk.
Yeah,
Yep, it does not spell like that though.
and
No,
if,
it's DIRK.
Yeah. And if we knew the Blue Punisher
We
unit,
threw.
everyone would go nutso.
D-I-R-K.
I'll never get what she sees in those shows. But it's good to know that no matter what happens, Maya will always be Maya.
I bet you.
Anyway.
So, end of chapter?
Yep. End of chapter. That was the end of the Rite of Turnabout.
Now on to
3.
4.
Save
Four.
in current progress.
Yeah.
No! And I'm gonna delete it.
Yeah, so save over it.
Yeah.
And I'll let you at least see the intro to the next one. Turnabout Storyteller.
Tell
This-
me a story.
This one is run by Athena. Turnabout Storyteller.
Wait, is this back at home now?
Yes.
Yay!
Nice.
Oh, gee!
Is a long-bladed thrusting dagger.
Where's it from?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What time is it? It's 9, 10, 11.
Scottish.
Me on Monday nights when I'm eating spaghetti.
Who is it?
Shiso's dead. No, do you think... Oh no, if he did, then what do we do? Hey, pull yourself together. Don't worry, I have an idea.
Oh no.
I got an idea. An awful idea. A wonderful, awful idea.
Okay, second. Now you can finish.
Yes, please.
Yeah, now you can finish.
There's a long something from the what?
A long knife from the Highlands. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Relax.
Accidentally close the tab.
No.
Alright, we're gonna save here.
All right, so we're gonna take a tiny itty bitty little break, and we'll be back with Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake.